Welcome inside Gamebridge Fieldhouse following a thrilling Game 6 win for the Pacers, 108-91. 17-point win, Eli, just like we all decided it was going to be. I mean, unbelievable atmosphere, a must-win game for the Pacers. They forced the Game 7. The first quarter happened, you're like, okay, it's a 3-point game, and then the second quarter, Eli, the Pacers just didn't look back.
Yeah, didn't look back after that rough start, too. They were, 0 of 8 from the field. You're starting to think, like, oh, no, here we go, like, what's going to happen? And then Halliburton missed his first few shots. And then in that second quarter, when things started to fall, that's when the crowd got back into this thing. Next thing you know, it's a 22-point lead at halftime, and people are floating around here.
Unbelievable. The Pacers ended the half on a 30-9 run. They went into the halftime break up 22, got up by as many as 30 in this basketball game, and then it was just curtains. The second half, the fourth quarter, a formality. And now we're talking about a Game 7 after everybody wrote this team off going into Game 6, Eli. Now they have a chance to win its first NBA championship. All bets are off in this game.
It is. It's all it comes down to is one game. It's insane. You're 48 minutes away, potentially more. I mean, I think it even crept into our minds a little bit of doubt because like you didn't know, like with Tyrese, like you just didn't know his status. The vibe around the city wasn't as high as it was for games 3 and 4. Halliburton, though, played like he was completely healthy.
Yes, he did.
He 14 points, 5 assists, just 23 minutes. Didn't even have to play in the fourth quarter, so that helps in a sense too. So, yeah, when they had everything against them, and it's been this way the entire postseason, no one's given this team a chance to do what they're doing right now. And as you mentioned, here we go. We got a Game 7 in the NBA Finals for the first time since 2016, just the 5th time in the last 25 years.
Wow.
It's one of these things that, yeah, it is. It's 48 minutes away, and it can go either way.
It's unbelievable what we witnessed here in Game 6. The bench was unreal again. I think, what'd you tell me, 48 bench points in this game?
48 bench points.
Obi Toppin leads the way with 20 points. TJ McConnell, again. I mean, we've said it
stud.
over and over. 12 points, 9 rebounds. My man is 6'2". That's short out here, all right? That's unbelievable out of him. Awesome performance from the bench. Halliburton, like you mentioned, guts out of that young man. And now comes down to one game. The Pacers, they're staying laser focused, but this one felt good. Take a listen.
What worked defensively tonight?
All right. A collective will. That's what I would say. You know, we knew what the stakes were, and you know, we just dug down deep and got it done.
How would you describe your emotions with the backs against the wall before elimination game in the NBA Finals, and how did that fuel you in any way?
You know, we've been here before. You know, we were in a similar situation last year in the Eastern Conference Finals. We were playing the Knicks. You know, we were down 3-2. Was able to win one and then go to their house. So yeah, we're in the same exact situation. You know, stakes are a little bit higher, but you know, again, the situation's the same.
Miles, last Game 7 in the NBA Finals was the Cavs Warriors in 2016. What do you remember from that series and that game specifically? Do you remember?
Is that when Kyrie hit the game winner, or was that Game 6? I don't remember that. Kyrie did it. Okay, yeah. Well, there's one. I remember the game winner. I remember how exciting the series was just to get to that point. I remember, you know, in a similar situation, I have a different respect for it now. Just how grueling it is, how tiring and how tough it is to get there, but rewarding at that.
Miles, people have doubted this team this whole postseason run. Going into this game, people wrote you guys off. You guys just continue to answer the bell despite all the challenges. Just what does it mean to get to a Game 7, to have a chance to win an NBA championship?
It's everything. Despite the doubt, man, it's a Game 7 in the NBA Finals, bro. This is, anybody who plays basketball dreams a situation like this, And, yeah, you said the last one was the Cavs and the Warriors. It doesn't happen, every year. So it's just an amazing opportunity. It's blessed to be a part of it.
How inspirational was Tyrese's performance to see him go out there with what he was dealing with?
Oh, it was never a doubt, man. I just, I think that he answered the call, obviously. But as far as, playing and whatnot, I knew he was going to be out there tonight.
Miles, I was asking some of your teammates just about, from a fan perspective, they were like, hey, just get a win to get to Sunday. Give me the mindset of yourself and the other guys in the locker room as you approach tonight's game, hoping to get to Sunday.
Yeah, whatever it takes. I think Benedict Mathurin had a great quote. I'm not sure what it was, the last media day, and he said, I don't know if I'm gonna go out there and score 40, but I'm gonna dive on the floor, I'm gonna rebound, I'm gonna do all the little things, the intangibles, and I think that was all of our mindsets tonight. Me personally didn't have the offensive performance what I wanted to, but the way I impacted the game was exactly what I wanted to do. So it's a good thing. There's both sides of the ball.
Where does this resilience come from? We all talk about that word with you guys. Is it individually? Is it collective at this point? Is it different from game to game?
Yeah, you got a group of guys that have all had somewhat of a similar path. You know what I mean? Just being overlooked. You know, you got the guys like Aaron Neesmith, you know, the guys, you know, Pascal getting traded, you know, Tyrese traded, you know, Andrew Nembhard's a second-round pick. So, you know, I think that we all, you know, carry a little bit of that weight with us. And, you know, when you put a bunch of guys of that together, you know, the magic starts to happen.
Yeah, Rick's gotten hired and fired a couple times.
Yeah, you know, exactly. You know, it's a collective thing. You know, I think that it's a, you know, it's, you know, you got to give credit to the front office, obviously, you know, for orchestrating, putting the team together. But you know, it's rare that you have a, you know, an egoless locker room.
Speaking of Andrew Nembhard, he took on quite a challenge with SGA. Just what did you see out of the way that he took on the MVP and what he did defensively tonight?
Yeah, he's got the toughest job out of any of us. You know, we expect him to his offensive output as well as his defensive output, and I think he's just doing a good job competing. You know, you're not going to hold him scoreless, but you know he's just making them work and continue to throw fresh bodies at him.
Can you put in perspective for us just how massive this crowd was getting you guys to this Game 7?
Yeah, man. I you know, obviously been here, you know, quite some time, and just I guess my prayers were answered. You know, I wanted this environment. I knew it was going to be the last time, regardless, we played here, and they sent it off the right way. You know, it's loud to the point where you can't hear, and you know, you can feel the passion, you can feel the energy, you can just feel the excitement just build up the entire time. So it was picture perfect.
7 Sunday for it all. What goes through your mind right now?
Man, things you dream of as a kid. You know, this is an opportunity of a lifetime, and can't wait to step on that floor.
What worked tonight?
What worked tonight, I think our energy was right. The building's energy was right. We fed off of it all night, played hard.
What did you learn about the guys and yourself in a situation like this? Must-win game, got to get it done to get through to Sunday.
Man, I knew this about our guys. You know, we come together when times get tougher, and we did a great job with that tonight.
What did you like about what you did individually defensively on Shea, in general, but also on Shea?
Trying to be a pest, you know, making it hard on them. Yeah, just playing hard.
You talked a lot about cutting down turnovers. Obviously, you guys kind of flipped that entirely. Got a lot, created a lot, and caused very few. Just what did you like on both ends of the ball in terms of how you guys won the turnover battle?
Yeah, we got to be strong with the ball. Avoid crowds.
Yeah. Blew the game open in the second quarter. Kind of what worked?
Man, the energy in the building was amazing. We did a good job of playing hard from tip and stayed together.
Drew, it's one game for all the marbles. I mean, people have doubted you this whole playoff run. They wrote you off before this game, and now you have a chance to win your first NBA title for this franchise. Just how does that feel?
It's cool, man. It's exciting. This Game 7 is going to be fun, and I know the people of Indy are riding behind us hard.
What was the mindset coming in? Because you talk to Pacers fans, they're like, just all you need to do is find a way to win to get to Sunday. What was the mindset of yourself and your teammates going into this matchup?
Yeah, I think that was our mindset. Whatever it takes to get back to Oklahoma for that last game. We knew that the crowd was going to be great, and we wanted to play off of that.
Coach talked about less turnovers, less fouls, and more rebounds, and it feels like you guys had all those key points unlocked. Do you feel like you guys played as good of a game as you could have played?
I think we did those things right.
How what was the difference? Because you totally flipped the game offensively and defensively. How'd you make it happen?
We just kept playing. We played our game. We stuck to our game plan. We just, played harder than we have been in the past games.
Have you seen her on the Pascal thing with the ice? Have you seen it?
The ice?
Yeah.
Nah.
Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that, but I don't know what you want me to say about it.
It's the first time? It's the first time you've seen it?
It's the first time I've seen it. Might be a new thing, but it worked today, so yeah. You might have to do it again for Game 7.
Yeah. Aaron, what did you learn about not only yourself but your teammates here, knowing this was a must-win situation?
There's nothing that I didn't learn. It was something I already knew. Just a resilient group. We knew what was going to be asked of us today. We know what's going to be asked of us on Sunday, and we just got full belief in ourselves.
One of his teammates, Andrew Nembhard, had quite a challenge with SGA, MVP of the league. What did you see out of just the way he competed against him and was able to hold him down defensively?
Andrew's a special talent on both sides of the ball. I thought he was huge today. He really helps set the tone for us, and we need him to continue to be the player that he is.
Aaron, how similar were your emotions compared to normal going into a game like this with elimination in the finals?
Honestly, I was pretty even killed today. Like, I understood, you understand what's being asked of you and you understand where you are, but you can't ever put more pressure on a game. And I think that's when you make mistakes and can't oversell something.
Do you find any teammate or coach particularly motivating in that kind of emotional state?
JJ's always good about it, but Pascal's, very, very even killed guy, and he helps keep us there.
Every game is different. What could this performance do for you guys on Sunday?
Gives us a chance. It gives us a chance to play Game 7. It's what every kid dreams about. It's an opportunity that we get to do, and we get to play Game 7 in the NBA Finals.
6 players in double figures. We've seen this ride throughout the postseason. How big was that for you guys tonight here?
That's just our game. It's just another way of saying we clearly played our game today, and we're going to continue to do that.
How do you begin to wrap your mind around the fact that no matter what Sunday is the end of the season?
Say it again?
How do you begin to wrap your mind around the fact that no matter what Sunday is the end of the season?
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. We played to the literal last possible day, and I'm just trying to celebrate for 3 weeks. So, yeah.
We were going home if we didn't come out and give everything we have and leave it all out on the floor, and we have another opportunity to do that on Sunday.
What's the lesson you carry forever from this finals run, whatever happens?
I don't know. I mean, when I reflect on it after, I'll probably have a better answer for you, but just kind of staying in the moment and doing everything we can to go out there and get a win.
And how proud are you of this team's response tonight? What does it say about your resilience?
Obviously very happy, very proud, but got to flush it because we have another one on Sunday. The biggest game of all of our careers.
TJ, how do you kind of wrap your head around the fact that Sundays, the season's over after that, no matter what?
I mean, I don't know. I think when you ask me on Sunday, I'll probably have a better answer. But to play to the last day possible of the season, Game 7, you dream about that as a kid. So I know we have to be ready for the challenge.
TJ, you talk all the time about effort, playing hard. What's your definition of playing hard to your standard, and how do you feel it affect the team kind of beyond the box score?
Just going out there and try to change the game in a positive way with the energy, get the crowd into it. In turn, that gets us going. So that's really all I try to do when I'm out there.
TJ, the mindset coming into this game, you hear from Pacers fans, just find one way, just find a way to get to Sunday. Was that the mentality with you guys going into this matchup here?
Yeah, I mean, we can't look ahead to Sunday. Prior to this game, we couldn't look ahead to Sunday. We had to focus on this game, and it's just one of those things. I know we had a slow start, but we didn't flinch, and we hung in there and got the crowd involved and put energy into the game, and I think we did a good job of that.
Pacers locked in even after a huge win here in Game 6, 108-91, your final from Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Tony East joins Eli Gain and myself. Tony, just as we all expected, a 17-point win for the Pacers in a game they led by as many as 30. Game 7 is forced. What are your takeaways? This is a team people counted out. Here they are. What a series.
This is what they do. I know it didn't feel that way after they finally lost back-to-back games these last two, but they are capable of this kind of response to these kind of situations where they just come out and adjust, and they figured out how to get Halliburton going a little bit better. Their bench was sublime again. Obi Toppin was just magnificent.
Oh, yeah.
And when the bench is that good, the Pacers look awesome. Remember Game 3 in this exact building? Obi Toppin was great in Game 1. All 3 of their wins, they've gotten good bench play. They got it tonight, and their starters were obviously very uplifting, and they followed in Tyrese Halliburton's lead. When you have an injured teammate fighting through it, playing that well, everyone's going to follow suit, and you saw that tonight.
For sure, and that second quarter was so massive. I mean, because you're kind of thinking this is going to go back and forth a little bit. We're going to go down to the wire. Next thing you know, you blink your eyes, and it's a 22-point halftime lead. What were those keys maybe during the last 8 minutes of that second quarter that just vaulted them to kind of get away here?
I thought that after their maybe worst defensive game of the series, last game their defense was awesome, especially in that second quarter. The bunch of turnovers, they dominated the turnover battle for the first time all series. That lets them get in transition and play fast. And even when they weren't forcing turnovers, you could tell they were very intentional about their pace, getting across half court with a ton of time on the shot clock. And pace to them is different than what it means to other teams. Like, I thought they played too fast last game. We talked about that. This time they weren't ever playing too fast. They played the right tempo the whole time, and when they do that, their offense flows very well. They score, they set their defense, they get stops, and it just snowballs from there. Only up one with about 9.5 minutes till halftime, and then just brilliant the rest of the way. They were down 10-2 to start this game, and were just so much better than the Thunder the rest of the way.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They started the game 0 of 8 from the field,
Yes.
0 of 4 from deep. Not exact 22-9 run. They forced 21 OKC turnovers. To your point, Tony, I want to talk about OKC a little bit. This team did not look locked in. They were 8 of 30 from deep. The Pacers, I know it's a home game for the Pacers, but we're deep enough in the series where maybe that shouldn't be as much of an advantage. I don't know what I saw from OKC. I know what I saw guts from the Pacers, but what was your takeaways from a young OKC team with a chance to win the championship tonight?
This is what everybody talks about, them being tested or not tested. This is Mark Daignault's first finals. This is SGA's first finals. It's a lot of Pacers players' first finals, too, to be clear, but they have the Rick Carlisle factor. Pascal Siakam is a great player. Alex Caruso is, too, but, you know, more significance of their champion, right? Like, they have more of that seeping through. A lot of players post-game today said James Johnson was a big leader before this game as well, right? They have kind of more of a veteran core to keep them locked into these situations. I'm not saying the Thunder drifted too much, but you can really see their, you know, intensity wax and wane. Like in Game 3, they didn't look like they were there. They were kind of floating. In Game 6, same thing. And some of that's just how well the Pacers are playing. Like, it makes them look that bad that we're questioning their mentality, but you have to when they had, you know, their worst offensive performance of the season. It didn't look like they had any of the fight back outside of that one flop in the second quarter. So, you know, it's just tough for them to fight through that. And the fact that we're questioning this at all says a lot about how well the Pacers played.
Yeah, Thunder now 5-5 in the postseason. They were 32-8 on the road in the regular season. So the way that they were, as you mentioned, able to rattle them a little bit, now the momentum has got to be in Indiana's court right now. Just going back to OKC, you get 2 days off. Yes, the Thunder are going to play in front of that intense home crowd that we've been to throughout the series.
Unbelievable.
But the Pacers have got to feel something. Just, you take any win that you can, but when you win it this convincingly, how much does that just up the confidence level for all of them, right?
It has to, 100%. And the thing we keep saying, you know, about the back-to-back losses, and the thing Rick Carlisle keeps telling us about Steve Nash's quote: "When you win in the playoffs, you never feel like you're going to lose. When you lose, you never feel like you're going to win." Like, when you kick butt to that extent, it's going to feel great. You're going to feel like you've got riding that momentum coming into the next game. And you know what? Like, they'll think, what can't we repeat, right? They weren't that hot from 3 in this game. Like, they didn't do anything so exceptional. They only scored 108. That's their fewest points scored in a win this whole postseason, right? Like, they probably feel like they can play better. So obviously confidence will be there, but obviously OKC will think it's a home game. We've been great at home this whole playoffs. We won 68 games. I think both teams will have some level of confidence, but again, coming off a win, you got to know the Pacers will be at least feeling pretty good.
It is shaping up to be must-see television. Game 7, OKC, Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern. All three of us are going to be there. Tony, one more time. What do you say? All right, it's going to be a lot of fun. Keep up with our coverage on air, on WTHR+, and we'll see if the Pacers can win its first ever NBA championship. That's what's at stake. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll see you next time.